In this video, we'll look at some easy problems from the site Codewars.com. I'll put the link to the problem in the description below so you can try it out yourself. And if you can't get the solution, then you can follow along with my solution. The general way it works is that various problems are ranked, the lowest being 8 KYU to really like these 1 KYU problems.
Okay, so we're back, and what we're looking at here is a 6 KYU problem on Codewars, and it's just a duplicate encoder. And so what it says is, or at least the kata, it says that the goal of the exercise is to convert a string into a new string where each character in the new string is a left parentheses or open parentheses if that character appears only once in the original string. Otherwise, we'll have it be a closed or right parentheses if that character appears more than once in the original string. So if it's just once, there's left parentheses. If it's more than once, then the right parentheses. And then we just need to ignore capitalization. So what this would mean is that an uppercase S and a lowercase s would count as 2 s's. So we have a couple of examples here, and I want to show you how I thought about this. Okay, so here's my initial thought with respect to solving this particular problem. Of course, we have the name of our function. It's going to take a string, which they call word, and then we have an empty list here, which we're going to use. What we'll do is go through each character in the string, but we want to make sure that the string that we're kind of working through is lowercase. So let's say we had success right here. What this lower string method is doing is just looking through a different string, which is success right there. So everything's lowercase. Then we say that if in this lowercase string that we have, if the count of that character is greater than 1, then what we'll do is append these closed parentheses to the list. So if we have, let's say, I don't know, SSS, the count of, let's make it 1 uppercase S. If we had 3 S's here, the count of this would be 3, because we have 3 lowercase s's, because we're going to take that s and turn it into a lowercase s. So since there's greater than 1, we're going to append just 1 parentheses to our empty list here. If the count would be anything else, so that is if it's less than 1, then we're going to append the left parentheses there. And then once we have our list here that's filled with open and closed parentheses, we're just going to take all of the items in that list, which will consist of open and closed parentheses, and join them all together in a string. So here are our test cases that are provided by the kata. Let's go ahead and run them. And let me kind of adjust this a little bit. So these just gives us all the right results for the solution. So let's take a look. Let's just go ahead and copy and paste this in to our solution and see what happens. So we're back in Codewars here. Let's copy and paste. And then the next thing we're going to do is test. So we passed all of the sample tests. The question will be, though, if we can pass all of the random tests. So let's go ahead and try that out. And it looks like we passed all 48 tests. Now, of course, the way we would go about simplifying this is just to try to take all of this stuff up here and just pack it into one big join and use list comprehension. So another approach to this is to use the collections module, and in particular, we'll use counter. So what we're doing here is we're declaring a variable, and the variable is a variable for a particular kind of data type. And this data type is basically a dictionary where the keys of the dictionary are the items or elements from the collection, but the values of the keys are the number of times the elements occur in the list. So an illustration, if we wanted to look up the value of A, what it's going to give us is, or at least should give us, is 1, because A only occurs 1 time in this collection. If we look up the value of C, we should get 2, because as you can see, C occurs twice. So let's go ahead and run this, and we see that's the correct result. If we were to add some more, let's say add C again, we would get 3 this time. So let's run that. And we see that we have 3 now. Okay, so with this in mind, I wrote this up real quickly. The idea here would be, again, we use our same function. We take our word and we turn it into lowercase. So our word is now the word that was input, but now in all lowercase. Then we define a counter, which is this collection of the word where each character is a key and the number of times the characters occur as the values. Then we have our list here. Then we loop through each character in the word. But since word is redefined as word.lower, it's a loop through each character in the lowercase version of the word. Then using that character as a key, we get the value of that. So it's going to tell us the number of times the character occurs in word. And if it's greater than 1, then what we'll do is append a right parentheses to our list here. The other case would be if it is less than 1 or occurs 1 time, and then we'll append a left parentheses. And then once we have our empty list here with the right and left parentheses, we can join this together.